Resuming debate, the Honourable Member for Oxford.
Mr. Chair, I'll be splitting my time three ways. Canada's population keeps increasing at record amounts, and the Canadian Medical Association is quoted saying, "Our healthcare system is on its knees. We're not meeting the needs of our population." Does the minister think it's responsible to maintain the current immigration levels during this healthcare crisis?
Well, Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Again, I've spoken about the pride that I have in the fact that we have tabled the two-year levels plan, and which targets decreasing the student temporary student population as well as the temporary.
The Honourable Member.
Does the minister agree with experts that a massive spike in immigration to Canada is putting a pressure on healthcare in our country? Yes.
Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Again, we are working to stabilize the immigration numbers, but also we want to bring the talent.
The Honourable Member.
Is it causing pressure on our system, yes or no?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, the reason why we're here today is because we recognize there was strain caused on our system because of the numbers of immigration that is growing.
The Honourable Member.
If that is the case, how come the numbers keep going up in hundreds of thousands coming to our country?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, the number has already, the targeted number that we have set, we've already exceeded that. Sorry, we've exceeded the expectation that we're reducing it. So
the Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, what's the point of setting targets if you're not going to meet them? Why aren't...
The Honourable Minister, through the Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To you, to the Honourable Member, we are meeting those targets, and in fact, we have met the expectation more than what the targets are. However you say that in English.
1 in 5 Canadians and 1 in 2 newcomers cannot find access to a family doctor right now. Why is the minister bringing hundreds of thousands of foreign students and low-skilled labour to Canada in the middle of a healthcare crisis?
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. We are targeting the talent that we need, including physicians, including people that work in the construction. There are specific programs that were designed to target to bring those individuals to our communities.
Chair, their words are not matching their actions. We have Canadians that are dying in ER rooms and the wait times keep going up. Newcomers and Canadians can't find doctors. We have massive shortages of support in the healthcare system. Doesn't the minister think it's irresponsible when they're piling in hundreds of thousands of more immigrants to our country when we're facing this crisis in our country?
Minister.
Again, Mr. Chair, through you to the Honourable Member, we have brought in physicians, nurses, healthcare workers, people to actually care for the Canadians through those programs, and that is something that we will target and keep bringing.
Member.
Canada is already short 23,000 doctors right now. How many doctors will we be bringing into this country?
Minister.
So thank you, Mr. Chair, for that question. We have a dedicated stream that will work with the provinces and the communities to bring in. In fact, I can speak in my own province of no.
How many, Minister? How many? A number.
Minister.
Again, a lot. The provinces and the communities themselves are also working on these pathways. I know, as a former minister.
Member.
Mr. Chair, clearly the minister has no idea of who she's bringing into this country. We have seen a STEM program that is bringing in insurance brokers and agents. They have lost control of the system. Total collapse of the system. Can she tell us today how many highly skilled immigrants is she bringing into this country?
Yeah, Minister.
Mr. Chair, I don't think the member is hasn't been here, throughout the whole proceedings. Estimates were tabled. We have our levels plan. We have the numbers of the different categories that are being brought in. We have met those.
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, hospitals are bursting from the streams. Frontline staff are exhausted. Doctors are overworked. Why is the minister admitting more immigrants without even removing those who have overstayed their visas?
Minister.
Mr. Chair, let me be clear. The number of expiring documents are not the number of people. Anybody whose visa expired is expected to leave. And when they do not...
Very brief final question.
How many of those have left Canada that have been ordered to leave so far?
The Honourable Minister, a brief response.
Certainly, when immigration documents expire, individuals are expected to leave the country, and those who do not comply, public safety. Thank you very much.
Resuming debate, the Honourable Member for Sherwood Park, Port Saskatchewan.
Chair, it seems listening to the discussion tonight that the minister is acknowledging that the Trudeau government made mistakes on immigration. Is that correct?
The Honourable Minister.
COVID caused the strain on our system. We had more people coming in through all of Canada. There was a lot of...
Mr. Chair, I wonder if the minister could just give a clear answer. Does she think the Trudeau government made mistakes on immigration?
Yes, the Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, it's not appropriate for the member just to stand up and then assume that he's being recognized and then question the minister.
That's right.
He should be waiting until he gets recognized by you,
Wait
Mr.
for your
Chair.
turn.
I'm keeping track of time, and I am recognizing members as they go at the appropriate time. And I did see the member rise and then acknowledged him. Maybe my mic wasn't on, but we have been going back and forth. So I will resume. Does the member wish to carry on with the question?
Very simple question for the minister. Does she acknowledge, now that she's had extra time to think about it, that the Trudeau government made mistakes on immigration?
Minister.
Mr. Chair, to you, to the member opposite, I was a Minister of Immigration provincially for 8 years. I have seen what this country has gone...
Member.
Chair, the minister doesn't appear to want to answer that question either way. But Friday's job numbers paint a really dire picture for Canadians. 7% unemployment. Unemployment particularly growing in large urban centres. It's the highest it's been in Toronto in well over a decade. Does the immigration minister think high immigration numbers have contributed to high and rising unemployment?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I would also point, I believe, economists and people in relation to the article he's quoting, it's the United States tariffs that are driving these numbers.
Honourable Member.
Mr. Speaker, we haven't gotten any answers from the minister so far. I asked if she recognizes the Trudeau government made mistakes on immigration. She didn't answer that. I asked if she recognizes that high immigration numbers have contributed to rising unemployment that has been rising steadily for the last 3 years. I'll try again. Simple question for the minister. Does she think that very high levels of immigration, especially unskilled immigration, have contributed to high and rising unemployment in this country?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. We have a levels plan that has been tabled in this House. We have targeted numbers. Those numbers are very much in the public eye. Everybody can look at them. We are meeting those numbers.
Member.
Mr. Chair, we're zero answers so far in my round. Ilana Doherty, co-creator of the Youth Innovation Project at the University of Waterloo, told CBC recently that evidence shows that a large influx of foreign workers depresses wages for young Canadians. Does the minister agree with these findings, that a large influx of foreign workers depresses wages for young Canadians?
Minister.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. We are concentrating on bringing the talent that Canada needs, and that includes people in the medical world, in the construction world. Those are the targets that we are concentrating on. Thank you.
Member.
Mr. Chair, that is not an answer. These are important questions, and the Minister of Immigration has an obligation to answer them. Does she agree with experts that the large influx of foreign workers has depressed wages for young Canadians? Yes or no?
Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, I've done my best to answer the questions. There are times when the amount of time is limited. Members asking very important questions, questions that Canadians rightfully have asked when we went to the doors in the last campaign, which was...
The Honourable Member.
Chair, it's a yes or no. Does the minister believe that the large influx of foreign workers is depressing wages for young Canadians? It doesn't take time. Just yes or no.
Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, we'll try this again. Immigration is our strength. The increased immigration number has, because of COVID, because of the lack.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Chair, managed migration growth is what this country needs at the present time, and this is the government that...
The Honourable Member.
Chair, did the government consider the impact on employment before setting their immigration numbers?
Honourable Minister.
So, Chair, just a quick class, I don't know how much time I have, perhaps you would allow me, but when numbers are set in those targets, I know, as a previous provincial minister...
The Honourable Member.
Every single one of my questions could have been answered with a yes or no. None of them have been. Did the government consider the impact on employment before setting the current immigration numbers?
It's a joke.
7 seconds. The Honourable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, when those targets are set, IRCC has to consult all provinces, territories, all stakeholders, communities. That's how... Thank you.
The Honourable Member for Aurora, Oak Ridges, Richmond Hill.
Mr. Chair, less than 230,000 housing starts occurred in 2024, but the government allowed in over 1 million people in the middle of a housing crisis. Why did they do this?
Mr. Chair, immigration is Canada's greatest strength, I say to you, and it is important not to blame newcomers to Canada for the housing crisis.
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, with vacancy rates below 2% in many parts of the country, how can the minister justify bringing in hundreds of thousands more people to Canada this year?
Minister.
Very much, Mr. Chair. What I will say is, post-pandemic, had we not increased our immigration levels, our economy would have absolutely shrunk.
Chair, it was the minister's government. It was the Liberal government that created all this crisis. They created the housing crisis. They created the healthcare crisis. They created the infrastructure crisis. Does the minister acknowledge that the out-of-control immigration levels helped to double the cost of rent in Canada?
Minister.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. We recognize that we need to balance our immigration levels with the pressures on housing, and that is exactly what we are doing.
Minister, Member.
Mr. Chair, the 2025 Global Cities Index from Oxford Economics found that people in Toronto spend more of their income on housing than residents of nearly every other city in the world. Why is this minister and this government bringing in hundreds of thousands more people to Canada this year?
Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Figures that I've been presented with have told me, because of the work that we have been doing in cities like Toronto, there is now a decline of 8.1% in rent.
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, Toronto has the highest housing cost in the world. The CMHC says we need 3.5 million more homes by 2030 to provide shelter for people who are already here. Why is this government bringing in hundreds of thousands more foreign students and low-skilled labor in the middle of a housing crisis?
The Honourable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, he mentioned foreign students, meaning international students. We have brought in 290,000 net new arrivals in Canada through the International Student Program. A lot of these students are here.
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, the minister knows there's less housing starts than that. Rents have more than doubled across the country. Canadians can't afford their mortgage and their rent. And international students are sleeping under bridges or in tents due to the housing shortages. Why is the minister issuing hundreds of thousands more foreign student visas this year?
The Honourable Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, we have introduced student caps. We have also worked with the institutions. The provinces are very well aware, and they're working with their universities and colleges through the designated learning institutions. We have put all kinds of limitations and expectations on the universities.
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, asylum seekers have overwhelmed Toronto's homeless shelters. How much did taxpayers spend in 2024 for hotels for refugees? Can the minister give us a number?
The Honourable Minister.
How much has the federal government spelled? I did have that in my estimate, actually, on the, and I will get it for you, yes.
The Honourable Minister, or Member.
Mr. Chair, why is the government spending billions of dollars to house asylum seekers in hotels in Toronto when many Torontonians can't afford rent?
Minister.
So, Mr. Chair, the housing temporary relief that we have is a long-term. We provided money to provinces in order to build infrastructure that is permanent. The number...
The honourable member.
Mr. Chair, experts have been warning for years that the Liberals' radical levels of immigration have been jacking up housing prices. Does the minister at least acknowledge that the Liberals' out-of-control immigration levels have made Canadians pay way more for housing?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I believe I've already responded to that question when we talk about international students and housing. The facts show that the rents have already started to come down in major cities. And yes, they have, and we have...
Member, last question, briefly.
Mr. Chair, clearly that's not a true statement. The minister has said that immigration must be sustainable. Are the tent cities overflowing shelters and sky-high rents across Canada what your government...
The honourable minister, brief response.
We believe in a managed, well-managed, sustainable immigration system. Thank you.